So I experienced some pretty decent numbers from my Don't Fuck With the Kids video about the new YouTube style of To Catch a Predator that was popularized by Chris Hansen with his NBC show To Catch a Predator. And there's so many of them, I can't keep up with them all. Like right now, I think that we're in a wild, wild west of predator catching. And I say that because YouTube's really clamping down on it. From what I understand, a lot of these predator catcher fans or people who watch it will do some web sleuthing and find out who these people are, find out things about them, and start harassing them and their families. So YouTube doesn't want to be a part of that, and they're really demonetizing and taking down a lot of these child predator catching videos. So many of them are moving over to this platform called Rumble, which has less restrictions. It's very much like YouTube. I have a channel on Rumble as well. But like I said a minute ago, there's so many I can't keep up, but all I can do is go through them, and the ones that I keep seeing and keep gravitating to and I become a fan of, those are the ones that I will pass on to you. So I'm going to start with a guy named Cassidy Campbell. And I've known of Cassidy for a long time. I was really into his prank videos. He's really a character actor, I would say. And generally, I've noticed that they're like the extremes. Like he'll do this really far right-wing Trump supporter from Texas. Military, ex-military. I mean, just barking orders at people, and he's just so good at it. So he'll do that character. Then he'll do this like really flamboyant gay character, and just so good at it. And then he'll wear like this bodybuilding suit, and he'll walk around with his arms out and like this bro character, and it's just so funny. And so I've watched him do this for years. He's really good. I would say it's cringe humor too. It's really cringy. He's got no fear. And what's interesting is somehow he crossed over into the predator catching sphere. What makes Cassidy Campbell unique is he'll come out like Skeeter Jean does, like Chris Hansen did, and surprise him. He will just start yelling at him in that drill sergeant character, and it is just over the top. This is unique because you got now the catcher is coming out in a character. Sometimes he'll bring out a special guest from another YouTube channel, or I've seen him bring in Alex Rawson. There's this other guy, I can't remember his name, but he's this jacked up dude with muscles, and I think they call him Tyrone. And that is just insanity when he's involved. They really scare the shit out of these guys, and then they end up running out the front door, sometimes naked. So props to Cassidy Campbell and his creativity for making it happen. So another one I want to point out is my first female of the group. Not that that's a big deal, but it is different, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And they are Protect the Innocent, PTI. And this is led by a female. And what makes her unique is that her and whoever is doing it with her, they wear all black. They look like ninjas. But I would say, like, from the 4 I've mentioned so far, there's a different sort of vibe with this one. I mean, I don't know her background. I don't know where she came from. I just, it popped up on my algorithm and I started watching. And she really seems to have a major investment. Like the other ones, you could kind of argue a little bit that they're in it for clicks, a little, you know, or it's part of it. I wouldn't say in it for. I think they all believe in what they're doing. But some of them, there's an entertainment value in it. This is straight up 100% hardcore, like in your face, fuck you. She will just go right up to someone, get loud, like first. Like some of the other ones will sort of build up to that and say, look, I'll get loud and show you I'll get loud if we're in a public place. And they'll do it for a second to get the predator to communicate with them, but she is yelling right off the bat. This one's just more about calling a person out in public. Whether we like it or not, there are gender differences, and for a man, and I'm a man, and I see things from a male perspective sometimes. That's just the way it goes. And the way she dresses down these men, it's worse than getting a dressing down from another guy. When she says, you're disgusting, and I'm telling you, the way she says it, it is just fucking awesome and brutal all at the same time. I mean, these guys deserve it, but when she says that, she is not acting. I mean, she just rips into these guys and anyone around taking up for these people. This is like fist up in the air, protest kind of catching. Oh, and there's like a phrase or a rally cry I've noticed among some of these predator catcher channels, and that is when they catch a predator in a public place, often Walmart, grocery store, Target, somewhere like that, they'll come up to a predator and they'll say, hey, why are you here? Who are you talking to? Blah, blah, blah. And they'll drop hints to the predator that you're busted. So then the predator has to decide, do I cooperate or are they going to publicly embarrass and humiliate me? And when the predator doesn't talk and tries to walk away, they go real loud so the entire store can hear them. Excuse me, everybody! This man's here to meet a 14-year-old girl! And they all do it just like that. I've noticed PTI do it. I've noticed Skeeter Gene video this past week. He does it. I'm curious to know where it came from and who did it first. So, props to her. Check her out. I'll put her link in the description as well as Cassidy's. And my final one is a guy called OW Catcher. I don't know much about this guy. He's the only one of the 5 now that I've mentioned that doesn't really show his face. He's always shooting it from a first-person perspective, and you only know his voice, which is interesting. It's a different kind of thing. That's what made me remember him. And there's another thing that makes me remember him is his voice. He's got like this kind of high-pitched Canadian accent, it sounds to me. And when he confronts the predator, it's usually outside, and he'll usually come up to him and catch him off guard, and he'll say something like, hey, I'm from out of town, can you help me with directions? And then he'll throw in this really wacky joke. It's like a 1-2 punch. But I've noticed pranksters do this sort of technique. They'll do almost a mind control thing where they will get them to submit and follow orders. I've noticed this phenomenon, and it's really bizarre to me that if someone's confident enough, it doesn't matter how ridiculous they sound, people will tend to not question it. And it may be because they're being asked to do something absolutely ridiculous. It may be a misdirection. It may be just a general state of confusion. But combine that with someone who knows they have been likely found out or busted, it tends to make the predators glitch out a little bit. and how they operate in that state of confusion and state of embarrassment and state of fight or flight. You mix all that stuff in a blender, and then you watch these predators who are going through that moment. That's one of the things that interests me. And when OW Catcher does it, and he does it consistently in every video right in the beginning, it's a very suspenseful moment, and he always delivers. You have all these ingredients. 1 second, this predator is, in their mind, they're about to score. They are really looking forward to what's about to happen. They're about to get their sick, devious pleasure. And there's a percentage of them all who thinks this could be a sting, but they go through it anyway. And then he will get into the look, I know why you're here mode. You know why I'm here mode. Sometimes he'll tell him he was a decoy. Sometimes he'll make him think he's not, and he's a uncle or a brother or a dad. So that's another one. OW Catcher, check him out. I'll put him in the comments. Let me know what y'all think of this new batch of predator catching channels. I'm going to keep an eye out for you. I'll try to make this a fairly regular thing. You know, if I find 3 new ones that I watch continually and feel like I can do a video like this, subscribe and you'll be the first to know. All right? Like, comment, share, all that stuff. Thanks for taking the drive, and we'll see you on the next one.